and welcome to the second NHTI Athletic Hall of Fame induction ceremony. I am Deb Smith, Director of Wellness and Recreation, and I will serve as the Master of Ceremonies here this evening. Thank you all for attending this very special ceremony honoring 6 terrific people who have coached or played sports here at NHTI. This year, this induction ceremony is being pre-recorded due to COVID-19. Our committee made some special choices to continue the Hall of Fame induction ceremony, knowing that we would not have the opportunity to share this very special event with a live audience. Our plan is to bring the class of 2020 back on campus in unison with the class of 2021 at their ceremony on a date to be determined. And for everyone watching and listening to tonight's celebration, we are so excited to be able to continue this great event and tradition. With COVID-19 and the many changes occurring in the world, and specifically the NHTI athletic world, our athletic program marches on with fall teams training for the spring 2021 seasons of competition. We are excited about the spring of 2021, and we hope to be able to share updates as things change over the coming months. At this time, I would like to pause and welcome to the stage NHTI's President, Gretchen Mullin-Zavisky, for a few welcoming remarks.
Welcome to the second annual Athletic Hall of Fame celebration and the first virtual celebration. I am Gretchen Mullin-Zavisky, the President of NHTI Conference Community College, and I am proud to participate in this recognition ceremony. This event has a special place in my heart as it was one of the first events that I attended as the new president at NHTI last year, where I heard story after story about not just how the coaches encouraged and mentored our players, but witnessed through the players' storytelling how their lives were powerfully impacted by NHTI. Athletics at NHTI is not just about athleticism, but it's about character, perseverance, teamwork, creativity, and grit. It is the magic that oftentimes is the motivating factor that keeps students focused on their academics. Athletics is about relationships with yourself and others. It is self-reflection and looking outward to your team and the group's needs. Athletics and academics are intertwined and support each other, ensuring that our students stay on the path to success. And this event is a perfect tribute to those that succeeded, not just in athletics, but in their futures. I acknowledge all of those that will join our first class of framed athletics and athletes on the walls of NHTI. You are leaders, our influencers, and our supporters. Congratulations.
Thank you, Gretchen. Tonight, we are going to hear about a fantastic group of coaches and athletes who helped create awesome memories on the playing fields and also in the classroom. Our committee has worked hard to bring this group together for the ceremony and to help create another memory to cherish along with all the championships and special awards. The Tech. Yes, you will still hear NHTI referred to as the Tech. But this name has slowly disappeared over the past 15 plus years. Uniforms from the early days of NHTI referred to NHTI as the Tech. NHTI has changed so very much over the years. We are not just the Tech anymore. Our academic, social, and cultural offerings make for a very diverse campus. Mix in a strong athletic program, and voila! One of the very best small colleges in New England and beyond. Did you know NHTI was once the Mohawks? This school nickname and mascot was changed to the Capitals in the fall of 1991. In 2007, NHTI became the Lynx, with the Student Senate making the mascot change in a narrow vote over the runner-up mascot of the Titans. During the past 20 years, NHTI has changed dramatically, with new buildings such as the library, Early Childhood Center, Student Center, and Garaponi Hall, where our soccer fields were once located. Many buildings have been improved and reconstructed, like McCurry Hall, Farnham, the Little Hell Calf, and the Bistro. And our beautiful athletic field complex is one admired all over the state. This past summer, we built our first of 2 sand volleyball courts right outside the Wellness Center. The sand volleyball courts will aid our volleyball team with practice and conditioning, provide a recreational spot for our students, and also will serve as a spot for off-season fundraising tournaments. We plan to build a second court next spring. Our athletic program has dramatically changed over the past 20 years as well. The addition of women's soccer, men and women's cross country, and the moving of the volleyball program from the spring to the fall season reflect just some of these changes. Baseball and softball began competing in both the fall and spring, and the women's basketball program was resurrected. The distinguished group of inductees being honored tonight for their many contributions to our NHTI world have helped bring value and experiences for our students, faculty, staff, and the families and friends of our athletic teams as well. This is an amazing group of individuals with a story to share about their NHTI experience. With the introductions, I hope to share some insight about the various inductees. Who are these inductees? What does the inductee stand for? What made the inductees so special? Inductees will receive a copy of a DVD of this ceremony, and pictures will be posted on our NHTI Athletic Facebook page. Inductees will receive a special commemorative plaque and an NHTI gift. If you have someone you believe should be inducted at a future NHTI Hall of Fame ceremony, please visit our athletic webpage and complete the nomination form, which will be ongoing until next June 1st. And many people inquire about how to help NHTI athletics with sponsorships or other types of financial support. Please contact Director of Athletics Paul Hogan about the many options for local businesses, friends, and alumni to become involved in one of the really outstanding small college athletic programs in New England. Every spring and summer, NHTI hosts 2 golf tournaments that specifically help to support our teams and athletes. NHTI Athletics also hosts many YSCC championships and special events. Let us know and we will get you involved. And now, it is my distinct pleasure to begin our ceremony with our first inductee, Coach Tom Walton. The word passion is synonymous with Tom Walton. Whatever TW puts his energy into, he exhibits incredible passion and energy. That passion is contagious and has been instrumental in his long and illustrious career as an educator, a coach, and fitness advocate. Many years ago, Tom Walton was a hockey player who tried out with the Boston Bruins. Now he is a fitness coach, living the dream, motivating people from every age to work out, be fit, and stay healthy. Just when you thought he had done it all, he decides to put forth a proposal to NHTI Director of Athletics to start a running program with the goal of developing a cross-country team. The development of the NHTI cross-country program is a tribute to Tom's energy and passion for running and fitness. In 2006, Coach Walton helped start the NHTI cross-country programs from scratch. After retiring from over 30 years of service in public education, he has been working at Northeast Delta Dental in Concord, serving in a variety of capacities to organize, coach, and motivate the staff to a healthier lifestyle. During this time, he created a course for NHTI students interested in becoming personal trainers and has been the only instructor for this very popular course. Tom's contribution to NHTI also includes the greater Concord area. Tom Walton has a distinguished career as a lifetime coach for many sports, including football, hockey, and softball. Over the years, he has been a consistent role model for our young people. Coach Walton is a very special and giving person to people and causes of every age. His compassion for young people is absolutely remarkable. For Tom Walton, no is not in the vocabulary that he chooses to use on a daily basis. He has been helping educate, coach, and mentor many an athlete and cause for years. In 2009 and 2010, NHTI hosted the USCAA National Championships for cross country. Over 25 teams came from across the country to Concord, New Hampshire, to compete on our beautiful course located behind Little Hall and on the Seacamp Trail. Tom helped make the championships a special event for all the participants, coaches, and fans, helping to create a magical adventure for the avid cross-country enthusiasts. The NHTI cross-country program continues to grow in popularity and success. Heather Searles captured the USCAA National Championship in 2008. Heather was not a runner until she met Tom Walton. Coach Walton's encouragement and enthusiasm helped convince Heather to become a serious competitor. Heather is just one example of Tom's leadership and coaching skill. Another spectacular and celebrated runner is Nacho Hernando from Spain. Nacho finished second at the USCAA Nationals in New York in 2014 and then continued his running career at Southern New Hampshire University, where he became one of the top runners in the NCAA Northeast region. But let's not stop with the two unbelievable success stories of Heather and Nacho. Let's remember that TW motivated so many non-athletes to get involved with NHTI cross-country teams at the team or club level. There are many wonderful stories of students finding a lifetime activity to participate in or being on a team for the very first time. Adam Workhorse Anzi, Tom Mr. President Pierce, Susan A. Train, Desjardins, and Matt Ramakatis, who was Romo, come to mind. All have become runners and contributors to the NHTI cross-country program and continue to this day to stay connected. Post-practice or meet trips to Dos Amigos on Main Street in Concord became a ritual for the teams and the participants. Dinners and events at the Walton household in Hopkinton meant team members were part of the Tom and Debbie Walton family. Being a member of the current team meant you were connected to every team that NHTI cross country ever fielded. Tom continues to energize others by leading the team with personal demonstration and commitment. This is amazing, since Tom is now well over 60 years old and still in amazing shape. At any practice, Tom would lead by example with running, exercising, frisbee games, and an energy that was contagious. All team members are highly thought of in the Tom Walton Circle of NHTI cross country. All members contribute and everyone is included, whether on or off the course. Pride, schoolwork, and pursuing the dreams to achieve the next level are all part of the daily mantra. Let's find a way to help this person be part of the team. Tom Walton is always searching for ways to assist students with finding the means to pay for college, sneakers to run in, or any of the other things that may occur to disrupt a college student from being able to pursue their dreams. Tom is there to help. His wife Debbie is also right there by his side. His abilities as a coach were truly remarkable. He consistently demonstrated and led by example with a Pied Piper mentality. He is extremely knowledgeable and passionate about his sports and the many student athletes he works with, not only here at NHTI, but in other areas like his place of residency, Hopkinton. Over the years, Coach Walton has attached himself to many different events and charitable organizations. His passion for running, swimming, kayaking, and other forms of exercise have proven to be a major asset. Tom Walton is one of the first people called or referred to with a group needing assistance in putting together an event such as a road race or triathlon in the greater Concord area. Tom Walton ends up serving on an incredible number of committees to assist with the event, provide direction, details, and suggestions. Charities and anything that benefits kids, are very special to him. NHTI developed the NHTI Delta Dental 5K benefit road race in 2004, creating a scholarship fund for NHTI students. Tom Walton serves as co-director for this massive undertaking, along with NHTI Director of Athletics, Paul Hogan. His professionalism and energy are contagious. The road race continues to grow with almost 500 runners and thousands of dollars being raised every spring, with a race that has quickly become a hallmark event for New Hampshire runners. The monies raised have now assisted dozens of NHTI students with their education. Over the past 16 years, NHTI has become the host to many a special event, many with a charitable cause, including a new triathlon this past August that raised monies for veterans and especially NHTI veteran students. Of course, Tom played a role in this exciting event, like he does with so many, in a consulting or leadership role. Tom is also a key member of the CARS series, Capital Area Race Series, Planning Committee. A noted certified personal trainer and very successful high school coach, Walton brings a wealth of experience and energy to the NHTI campus. His reputation in New Hampshire running circles is well known. Tom is also an avid marathon canoe racer. He was named United States Canoe Association Paddler of the Year in 2007. Tom's accolades over the years included many Coach of the Year awards, but by far and away the most impressive award is the Lundholm Award presented in 2013 at the Union Leader Awards ceremony in Manchester. The Lundholm is considered to be one of the top honors that anyone can receive in New Hampshire for the world of sports at any level. NHTI has been blessed to have Coach TW as a partner with our athletic department for so many years. We appreciate his efforts to continue to support our teams, most notably the cross-country teams, and to be an integral part of the NHTI rich athletic history. Tom has a wonderful partner in his wife Deb, affectionately known as Mrs. Coach. Her support of Tom with every one of his endeavors has been amazing. Tom and Deb are proud parents of two daughters, Allie and Sarah, their beautiful families and grandchildren. It is my pleasure, on behalf of NHTI Athletics, to welcome Tom Walton to our stage for his induction to the NHTI Athletic Hall of Fame.
Thank you, Deb Smith. I am overwhelmed and taken aback because Troy, I believe, gave me instructions for about a 2 or 3 minute acceptance speech. Does that sound right? So anyway, it will pale in comparison to what you did. So I got 2 or 3 minutes to pack 57 years actually of coaching. I think of it as packing it into a carry-on. I started coaching hockey clinics actually when I was 14 years of age, and continue to coach adult fitness today. Since 9th grade, I've known that coaching and teaching would be my life's work. And like many, it was a high school coach who steered me in that direction. Coaching has been absolutely all in for me. During the season, all I thought about was planning practices, preparing for games and meets. It's actually very singular, even selfish. And there were many, many years when I was coaching all 3 seasons, fall, winter, and spring. And Deb and I would justify this to the girls by saying that the summer was absolutely going to be devoted to them, and it was. And I did not do clinics like Paul does, but that's why, because it was just so crazy during the school year. I have enormous gratitude for Mrs. Coach, for Deb, my wife of 50 plus years, and for my daughters Allison and Sarah, who put up with my coaching shenanigans all of their life. Thanks also to Paul, who provided and supported this cross-country opportunity at NHTI. Before I did cross-country, I coached Nordic skiing. And the sports are very, very similar, of course. But unfortunately, one of the similarities is kind of a lack of respect for these endurance sports in the U.S. In the Scandinavian countries, it's much different. But Paul actually, I felt, gave us top billing. And I felt very special about that. To the many athletes who demonstrated such tenacity and drive and guts and determination to show up, to do their job with a few championships and even a national title. The best I can hope for is that I treated you fairly and helped in some small way to make you the best version of yourself going forward. Lastly, I need to thank Perry Seagroves for being the very best and most patient assistant coach on the planet. I have always said to athletes whose names are on plaques and banners hanging in the hallowed halls of NHTI that someday you'll bring your kids back to witness this past glory. I shall bring my grandkids and my great-grandkids back to share today's honor with pride. Thank you all.
Spectacular. A player blessed with the physical abilities to do amazing things on the basketball court. Dunks, three-point shots, blocks, winning jump balls, all part of every game he played. He has developed his own brand in the music arena as a young singer and musician, establishing his own personal brand of Sig Music, or Sig Musique. His creative and energetic approach to life has transcended his aura from his time here as an athletic performer on the hard court to a noted performer at clubs, dance halls, and anywhere he can use his many musical talents. His energy and enthusiasm are absolutely contagious. Antoine was a thing of beauty to watch playing basketball for NHTI. He combined grace, beauty, and power in his game with speed and the athleticism that every young athlete only dreams of having. A top-flight All-American runner for our NHTI men's basketball teams, Twan made the trip east from Los Angeles, California to play basketball and study business at NHTI. He quickly acclimated to the quieter scene in New Hampshire compared to the fast life of living out in LA. Twan's creative musical abilities mimic his unique basketball skills. He grew from a skinny athlete with a 15 to 19-foot shooting range to the #1 target for the opposition to slow down on the court. Twan added range to his shooting touch, knocking down three-point shots from the 28-foot line, thus really spreading out the defense, creating mismatches, and allowing his teammates more room to play NHTI's wide-open style of play. And the fans came to watch. Some of the best regular season crowds at NHTI occurred during Twan's time. Fans came to watch the Sports Center dunks, block shots in transition, or the rebounds garnered high above the rim in any of the games. Fans came to watch consecutive big games over high-quality teams such as rivals Southern Maine Community College, netting 23 points, 3 blocks, and 7 rebounds in a 98-80 win. And VTC with 23 points, 3 blocks, 5 steals, and 6 rebounds in a 94-86 win on senior night. A two-time USCAA All-American, Twan helped lead NHTI on a 25-game win streak in 2012-2013 season on a team that was ranked #1 all season long. That season ended in disappointment, but the memories of a school record 33-win season and 25 wins in a row should not be discounted. His teammates, coaches, rivals in the running community all embraced our Antoine. He has built lasting relationships with all of his NHTI coaches and teammates. He continues to be a major source of great pride in NHTI athletics. The YSCC Player of the Year, Outstanding Tournament Offensive Player, All-Tournament Player in the Edward Jones Tap-Off Tourney, Hogan Camp's Thanksgiving Tourney, and New Year's Classic are just a sampling of the many awards during his time at NHTI. In 2013, Twan was named the William Eau Claire Male Athlete of the Year. He was named the team's MVP as well. But what made Antoine so special? Speed and grace with the Superman ability to jump over tall buildings. He could guard any position on the floor, from the small, fast guard to the big power forward. And his overall speed and jumping ability would have made him a natural track and field athlete, perhaps specializing in high jump or hurdles. A natural athlete blessed with great strength and agility. An example of the impact of Antoine is a 2012 Hogan Camp's Thanksgiving first round game at NHTI. The Lynx were matched up versus powerful Globe Institute of New York City. Antoine changed the game from the outset, winning the jump ball versus a 6'10" center for Globe and scoring 14 points in the first 10 minutes of the game. Globe Institute's huge, powerful lineup had to change their lineup to try to compete with our NHTI Lynx as we rolled to an easy 98-74 win, with Twan netting 27 points and grabbing 11 rebounds. We have been so lucky to have Antoine with us at NHTI. He was a really special player who exhibited all the winning traits of an athlete whose sole purpose was to help his team win games. He was a great competitor, feared and respected opponent, and beloved teammate, says Coach Paul Hogan. Antoine resides in Deerfield, New Hampshire, and continues to work in the music industry, expanding his talents to include media creation and the development of his recording studio. A true artist, and he even finds time to play semi-pro football. On behalf of NHTI Athletics, let's welcome Antoine Harris on stage for his induction to the NHTI Athletic Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I don't know how to top that. Honestly, first and foremost, I just want to say thank you to everybody, of course, for the recognition. This definitely extends to all the coaches that I've had throughout the years, my teammates who fought with me in this building just down the hall. Last but not least, of course, my parents, my mother and my father, for shipping me all the way across the United States to the East Coast from California. I definitely would not be the person I am today without that move. And it's definitely an honor to receive this Hall of Fame recognition. As I said, basketball has definitely taught me a lot about myself. And of course, it was definitely the confidence that my teammates and the coaching staff had in me that kind of propelled me into being the player that I was, as I was not the same player when I ended high school. So, you know, that confidence definitely kind of instilled something different in me and allowed me to become the player that I became. The freedom was definitely a breath of fresh air, and it was more than appreciated because it allowed me to show my skill and, of course, flourish a little bit more. And as far as teammates go, I could definitely not ask for a better set of people to play with. Even when the first year I came in, had alumni come in, talking mess during practice, you know, scrimmaging us. It was just so great. You know, that competitive spirit was something that I was looking for. And as far as unforgettable, One thing I could definitely not forget is every day at practice when Hogan would say, block it back, it would literally, like, in my ears for lifetimes to come. So that's going to be something that I definitely pass on. Hopefully I can get into some, sharing of the knowledge of the game and allow kids to, flourish a little bit more as I did. Of course, you mentioned the Hogan camps. That was something that honestly grew me into a person that, without that, I don't know exactly what kind of person I would be. To see those kids come in Saturday mornings and play as hard as they could play, just kind of, it did something to me, and I definitely want to thank all those kids as well for being a part of the whole process here at NHTI. But as I said, thank you so much for giving me this Hall of Fame recognition. I cannot appreciate it anymore. This plaque looks beautiful, and it's definitely another one I can add to the list there. So thank you.
An alumnus with his heart wrapped up in NHTI, Scott Dunlop has been a fantastic two-sport athlete at NHTI back in the late 80s, then playing at Notre Dame College in Manchester, returning back to be an assistant coach, and then becoming the very successful boys soccer coach at Concord High School. Scott Dunlop exudes positivity in his every breath. He is passionate about his favorite game, soccer. He is passionate and understanding about his soccer world and coaching young men at Concord High School. He is devoted to the state of New Hampshire, supporting soccer at every level in his many roles with the New Hampshire Soccer Coaches Association, serving as the current president. In 1988, Dunlop led NHTI to the national championship game in Kansas, and again in 1989 to the national semifinal contest in Illinois. An All-American at NHTI in 1987, All-Tournament Team in 1988, NNESCC All-Conference Team in 1988, and the 1994 Notre Dame College Male Athlete of the Year Award. Scott was a versatile player and a coach's dream, often referred to as a coach on the field. He would help position players back in the day, and certainly those same tactical and team skills he used as a player have helped him become one of the best high school soccer coaches in the state of New Hampshire. He possessed a collection of soccer skills, including amazing anticipation ability in the midfield to assist teammates with utilizing proper positioning, the ability to win the 50-50 balls played on the ground, and quarterback his teammates. He also had the ability to move the opposition's defense by directing side-to-side action, thus commanding the midfield and leading offensive transition. At 6'3", Bird was a fast, intimidating midfielder whose speed, skill, and ability to articulate the ball to spots dictated the space of the game so often. A very intelligent player. Bird's uncanny sense of the game was vital to the overall success for our NHTI team. Prepared for every situation on the soccer field, Scott Dunlop was a coach's dream. Easy to coach, highly motivated, talented, and a solid, motivated student. His knowledge and understanding of how to maximize his teammates' talents delivered a positive impact in every game. Scott possessed the uncanny ability to pick a player up when their heads may be down with a quick hug, gentle nudge, or pat on the back. All were vital to team success. Scott was very popular with his teammates and recognized as a very unselfish competitor that helped him become a leader on and off the field. His experience at NHTI built strong friendships which continue today with special folks from back in the day. He leads a group of former teammates that continue to gather via Zoom or in person, if possible, to reconnect and share their lives with each other. A three-sport athlete while at NHTI kept Scott busy year-round. Soccer being his main focus and major love, basketball helping NHTI to win NNESCC titles, and then baseball in the springtime. Things were much different back when Scott played at NHTI. There were no fancy uniforms or an athletic trainer at a practice or game. The glory was to be able to play the sport of choice and enjoy time building friendships that have lasted since that time. His teammates and former coach at NHTI, Bill Miller, would refer to Scott as a difference maker. Scott would play the role for whatever team he was on, making a difference and helping the team to be successful. A great example of this would be his role as a member of the men's basketball team, helping to supply the depth, speed, and defensive energy to help the team be successful. As a very successful high school soccer coach, Scott has the ability to use the right strategy for the situation and the team. His tenure His tenure as the Crimson Tide coach includes 3 state D1 championships, 1 runner-up, and 11 Final Four appearances. He has been recognized numerous times as the D1 Soccer Coach of the Year and has coached the Lions Cup games versus Vermont, serving as the head and assistant coach. A 1991 graduate of NHTI with a business administration degree, Scott continued his education at Notre Dame College, earning degrees in elementary and special education. Scott lives in nearby Bow with his wife Mindy and son Will. He has been working at Spalding Youth Center in Tilton, New Hampshire for the past 25 years as a special education teacher. On behalf of NHTI Athletics, let's welcome Scott Dunlop onto stage for his induction to the NHTI Athletic Hall of Fame.
I'm extremely honored to be inducted to the NHTI Athletic Hall of Fame. NHTI has had a tremendous impact in my life by helping me mature from a young man to the person I am today. The experiences on and off the field were invaluable and are still cherished to this day. I would not trade those memories for anything because of the education and the long-lasting friendships I still have. First, I would like to thank the NHTI Athletic Hall of Fame committee for this award, especially Paul Hogan for his tireless work for the athletics program at NHTI in bringing the school to new heights on and off the field. There are many people I'd like to thank. I want to thank my teammates on the basketball, baseball, and special soccer teams. I would not be receiving the sport without their help and their support. I have long-lasting friendships to this day. Also, I'd like to thank my basketball and soccer coach, Bill Miller. He took a scrawny kid with average ability and pushed him outside his limits and showed me the potential I had. I thank him for everything he's given me. He showed me the value of effort, which I instill in my players today as a coach. I also like to thank my family for their support, my brothers and sisters for always showing interest in my athletic abilities. I'd also like to thank my son William and my wife Mindy for sharing this moment with me. I wish they could see me play. To my father, who always instilled in me these 3 things: practice, practice, practice. And to my biggest fan, my mother, who always supported me in whatever I did. You were my best coach and best teacher I've had in life. I thank NHTI for everything they've given me. I could not be where I'm at today without what they've done for me in the past. Go Tech.
Intense. One word to describe our next inductee. Melissa Warner Carter was one intense athlete. And in this case, an outstanding women's soccer player at NHTI coming from nearby Hopkinton High School. When Melissa played at NHTI, our women's soccer program was established as a small college power in the USCAA, having taken trips to Texas and North Carolina already for national championships. Melissa arrived and became the defensive leader for NHTI with her stellar hard-nosed play from the sweeper or stopper position. She played with a grit and determination, always helping NHTI continue to be recognized as one of the best teams in New England and the USCAA. Melissa was a workhorse and often would finish games covered with dirt, sweat, and a big smile of accomplishment, playing all 90 minutes in a regulation game. She grew from the quiet freshman to the upperclassmen leader that the team and Coach Steve Ambra could count on every day. A natural leader, Melissa used her organizational skills to lead by example and was a tough physical defender, not afraid of contact. Her enthusiasm for the game of soccer was unending. She loved to mix it up and loved a muddy, wet field as well for slide tackles, creating many a dirty uniform from head to toe. She loved to practice and competed and used the opportunity to play a demanding sport like soccer, balancing her studies in dental hygiene. A dynamic athlete and role model for her teammates without a doubt. Passionate as a player, Melissa enjoyed her experience enough to continue coaching alongside Steve Ambra for several years following her graduation in 2007. She also served as a team captain in 2006 and 2007. Her tactical knowledge of the game proved to be an asset as a player and then later as a coach. According to her coach, Steve Ambra, Melissa was the most feared defender in NHTI soccer program history. An example of her fearless play was in a game against Paul Smith's College during a full-speed breakaway against Melissa and our goalkeeper. Coach Ambra watched her move out to meet the attacking player, slowing her down and moving her towards the attacker's weaker foot, and then applying a crunching tackle which ended the breakaway and resulted in a goal kick. A two-time first-team USCAA All-American and two-time academic All-American, Melissa was recognized as an all-conference player all 3 seasons. She was the leader of the stellar defense that dominated play in New England and was recognized at the national level. Melissa was also a recipient of the prestigious William O'Clair Award presented each spring to the outstanding male and female athlete. She was presented the award in the spring of 2008. During Melissa's time at NHTI, our women's soccer team captured the NNESCC and YSCAA titles in 2005 with a USCAA national tourney trip to West Virginia. In 2006, NHTI captured the YSCC championship and traveled to Indiana for the USCAA nationals. Melissa reflects. Steve Ambra was such a positive influence on me. He started as a coach but became my mentor and friend. I recall meeting him in the library before committing to NHTI, and his passion for the school and the women's soccer program emanated from him. As a coach, he was always positive and encouraging. He taught me how to effectively communicate with players and motivate them in the same way. Appreciative. She will always be recognized as a great athlete who appreciated her teammates, her coaches, mentors, and the opposition. Melissa is living in Bradford and celebrating her induction tonight with her husband, 2 daughters, family, and friends. On behalf of NHTI Athletics, let's welcome Melissa Carter Warner on stage for her induction to the NHTI Athletic Hall of Fame.
Thank you, Deb and the committee. This is such an honor to be inducted into the Athletic Hall of Fame here at NHTI. The women's soccer program has helped make my whole experience here more rewarding and memorable. Athletics in general brings pride, inspiration, builds character and camaraderie, not only to the players, coaches, and the individuals involved in the administration of the sport, but to the community as well. The women's soccer program has been very successful over the years. Many of you are aware that we hold 12 YSCC championship titles, and we have made 11 USCAA national tournament appearances. As a former player and coach for this team, I'm extremely proud to have been part of the hard work and the dedication that it took to achieve this. NHTI Athletics has many highly successful teams, all of them with multiple YSCC championships and national tournament appearances. With this being a 2-year college, teams are fluid with turnover every year. This winning record shows the love, dedication, and respect for each sport from the players, the coaching staff, and the community collectively. I need to thank my family for their support with all aspects of my life. My husband Jason's been by my side and my rock with whatever comes our way. He never once complained when I was coaching with Steve, when I got home at 11 o'clock at night after a soccer game, or 7 o'clock after practices, or stayed away for the whole weekend for tournaments and games. My parents have always encouraged me to give 110% with whatever I was doing. My brother and I were always competitive, trying to beat the other with higher grades or being more successful on the field. My sister was my cheerleader. She always supported me and seemed proud of every accomplishment, no matter how small. Growing up, we were always active. My parents helped coach me and my siblings in the rec programs we participated in. When mom worked nights, we wrestled and played football in the living room. This involved my brother and I taking on my dad and my sister, which we never won, or me taking on my brother or his friends, where occasionally I'd win. This forced me to try even harder the next time because they didn't want to lose to me again. During soccer games, if I fell for whatever reason, my dad would ask afterwards, "Why'd you let that little girl push you down?" He was joking, of course, but it inspired me to be a stronger defender. Lori Izzy was one of my coaches in high school. She told me to practice like you play. She made me realize if you slack during practice, you'll never reach your full potential during the game. I came from a small town here in New Hampshire with its own small school district. No matter which sport or activity, you knew your teammates for the majority of your life, and everyone in town knew everyone else. I first came to NHTI to play summer soccer, and naturally, I was nervous. I didn't know any of the other players here. I was relieved once I arrived that everyone was warm and welcoming and made me feel like part of the team. These people have become lifelong friends. I credit Stocky and Linda Otten with swaying my decision to stick with soccer over softball at NHTI. At the end of the first summer season, they were both persuasive. Friends tease each other. Although they hadn't known me very long, Stocky and Linda offered to throw rocks at me on the pitching mound if I had left them. I know they wouldn't actually throw rocks at me, but that comment showed they had already valued my friendship and wanted to continue growing this new relationship. I have formed rewarding relationships with many people that I may not have otherwise crossed paths with. Steve, I would not be where I am without you. You, like my family, friends, and previous coaches, have inspired me to push myself harder and further and reach higher. You've mentored me to make a presence on the field and off the field as positive and influential as possible. You've shared your pearls of wisdom with me without effort. NHTI has a tradition of learning on the field and mentoring the next generation of successful individuals. Thanks to my experiences here, I strive to continue this tradition with coaching my daughter's teams and leading our lives with the examples I've been shown. I cannot thank you enough for this prestigious recognition and the opportunities NHTI has provided me.
Attitude, the perfect attitude. Chris Barker performed in every sport he participates in at the very highest level. He is blessed with the perfect attitude, balancing the individual and personal goals with the overall team goals. He is unselfish and exhibits the outstanding traits of an exceptional athlete competing at the highest level. How does this happen? Why does this happen? Chris Barker could step out of the limelight for the good of a team at any moment. He would contribute toward team's success in many ways. On defense, he would use his ultra-quick footwork to beat an opponent to a spot on the soccer field or on the basketball court. Or he could attack you with hard-driving physicality that imposed his will on many opponents during his NHTI time. His ability to adjust to the game, moment, or experience proved to be monumental, helping lead NHTI teams to great success. All the great things accomplished during his time at NHTI were done in such a humble and unassuming manner. It was never about Chris. It was about team success. It was about being coachable, helpful, responsible, and putting in the maximum effort. In 2004, Chris received the NHTI Basketball Coaches Award. Chris made the adjustment smoothly from year 1 to year 2. He grew in confidence and he worked hard to make his body stronger to absorb the pounding he took on the soccer field, as well well-known standout player who was heavily marked by every opponent. In the spring of 2005, standout athlete Chris Barker was the final recipient of the William Eau Claire Award. Chris was the only two-sport Eau Claire Athlete of the Year Award winner in 2005. Chris was outstanding at both soccer in the fall and basketball in the winter. Barker led both of his teams to national tournament appearances and even managed to win one of them. In soccer, Chris helped lead NHTI in scoring and was ranked number 9 in the nation with a 2.12 PPG average and was named an All-American. After leading his team to a 5th place finish in the nation during the National Soccer Tournament in West Virginia, Chris stepped onto the basketball court and played like he had never left. Twice, Chris scored hat tricks to help NHTI win soccer matches. Chris scored all 3 goals in a 3-1 win on the road over Linden State, and again with VTC in a 4-1 win at NHTI. His quick feet and touch with the ball were dangerous around the goal area. On the basketball court, Chris paced the offense with assist after assist. Barker and the Capitals basketball team cruised to a 31-3 season and the first ever national championship in school history. The win was also a first in New Hampshire history, as no collegiate basketball team had ever won a national championship until this was repeated by our NHTI men's team this past 2020 spring in Pennsylvania. After a fantastic fall soccer season playing striker for our Capitals, now Lynx, the team returned from a long trip from West Virginia for the USCAA National Tournament. Disappointed with the tough outcomes in the soccer championships, Chris turned his attention to basketball. Chris returned late Saturday night from the soccer trip, practiced once on Monday and on Tuesday. Bunker Hill Community College came to NHTI. An awful first 32 minutes dug a serious 28-point deficit for NHTI, but we came roaring back and almost stole the game, losing 82-80 as time ran out. Comments from Coach Hogan. As I entered the locker room following a disappointing loss, I heard Chris terribly upset, spewing his anger with his teammates that we let one get away. The effort was not there, and we should have won that game. My post-game speech was short and quick to the point. Listening to Chris and seeing the energy, I was sure we were going to be all right, and even great that year. Sure enough, we were going to be all right, 31-3 and national champs. We had the driver in Chris Barker to push the engine. In the NNESCC championship game, Chris helped NHTI basketball to a 15-2 run at the end of the half to lead the Capitals to an 83-71 win over rival Hesser College. A week later in the YSCAA championship versus Central Maine Community College, his defensive efforts helped shut down a high-scoring CMCC team en route to a 93-76 win. In 2007, the Barker family home that Chris grew up in burned down in a tragic fire. The many awards and memorabilia all disappeared. Tonight, we have a chance to relive some of the special memories for Chris during this time at NHTI. A 2-team USCAA All-American in soccer, along with all-conference YSCAA and NNESCC in soccer. Chris earned NNESCC All-Conference basketball honors, as well as numerous special tournament awards at Linden State, NHTI Holiday Festival, and Thanksgiving tournaments. From Chris. On the many memories of his 2 years at NHTI, the man who led us to nationals was Coach Hogan. He was a great coach and leader. Playing on his team was one of the best times of my life. Looking back, I learned so much from Coach Hogan, so much more than basketball. He taught me leadership skills, how to support my teammates, and made me want to be a better student. My years at NHTI helped prepare me for life after college in so many ways. This past summer, Chris and the Barker family lost Chris's older brother, Eric. We want to acknowledge the loss of such a special person to all the Barkers, and especially Chris. Eric was his first teammate and his role model. A proud father of 3 beautiful girls and 1 boy, Chris lives in Pembroke with his fiancée, Sheena, and works as a certified septic inspector. On behalf of NHTI Athletics, it is my honor and pleasure to welcome Chris Barker to this stage for his induction to the NHTI Athletic Hall of Fame.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to first say congratulations to the other inductees into the NHTI Hall of Fame. I am incredibly honored to be a member of the class of 2020. I am grateful to Coach Hogan and the selection committee for deciding that my contribution to the sport of soccer and basketball were noteworthy enough to be selected for such an honor. When I think back on my childhood and school activities, sports just what I did. It was who I was. Sports participation taught me to have a good work ethic and dedication. Sports also taught me the importance of setting goals and how to achieve them together as a team. These are all life skills that have served me well. Our team here at NHTI was like a family. We supported each other on the court and in the classroom. We pushed each other and made us all better athletes and men. We believed in one another and knew what our team was capable of when we worked together. We could overcome anything. Thank you so much to NHTI for this opportunity and investing in their student athletes and understanding how important college sports are. Thank you for giving us the chance to fulfill our dreams. And I would not be here today if it wasn't for my coaches. Ron Halverson, Scott Brennan, Ed Clough, Don Welford, just to name a few, and especially Paul Hogan. He was just much more than just a coach to me. His door was always open to anyone who needed to talk about sports or life in general. Not only did he want the best for his team on the court, he wanted the best for us academically as well. I am forever grateful for all the time, energy, dedication he put into making me the best student athlete I could be. I grew up with 3 siblings who were all athletes, and on any given night, my parents could have 4 different games to attend. My mom enlisted my grandmothers and grandfather to attend those games, so each of us had someone to watch them, and they never missed one. I can remember my grandparents driving to games as far as Augusta, Maine, and even driving down to Tennessee to watch me play once. I enjoy having them to cheer me on, and I am so thankful for all the support they have given me over the years. My mom and dad were the best parents anyone ever could wish for. They believed in me before I believed in myself. My father coached me in a lot of youth sports. He instilled to me the drive to do well and to always give 110%. He also taught me to always be good sportsmanship and the art of winning with pride and losing with dignity. My mother was always my biggest cheerleader. She taught me the importance of being humble, that a good leader needs to lead by example. This has been a difficult year for my family with some personal tragedies, and I have discovered that my mother is the strongest person I know. These days, my best games are played in my front yard with my teammates, are my children. My fiancée, Sheena, and I have 4 wonderful kids, Adriana, Lydia, Julia, and Christopher Jr. Unfortunately, they didn't get to see me play when I was young, but I want to teach them everything I know. I hope one day they take pride, just like my parents did, watching them play sports. I also hope they grow to love them just as I did, and learn the value and lessons sports have to offer. Life is truly short, and we will live every day to its fullest. Love what you do and surround yourself with the people you love most. When I was in high school, I played 10 varsity seasons, and one thing that I really wanted was a state championship game. When I returned to high school gym and looked up, unfortunately, all I can claim is a runner-up banner for baseball. However, when I return to NHTI, I can look around and see countless banners for teams I played on, including the national championship banner I always dreamed of. Thank you again for this incredible honor. It truly means the world to me. Thank you.
And now it is time for our last inductee of the evening, the closing act, the grand finale, the ribbon around it all, Coach Paul Hogan. When I sat down to try and begin the monumental task of writing about Paul Hogan, the educator, the administrator, the coach, and the person, truthfully, I wept. How was I ever going to be able to do justice to a man of such incredible influence, with years and years of awards, accolades, recognitions, and accomplishments that have woven him into being perhaps one of the greatest mentors and examples for our youth and ourselves as human beings? I thought, you just begin. You begin by telling about a boy that grew up in a family of 9 with wonderful parents and siblings who were all about everything that was good, hardworking, and fun, who to this day cherish that very word, family. It is how Paul Hogan rolls, how he leads, how he motivates, inspires, and supports his students, his athletes, coaches, and co-workers. He learned from the very best, his mother and father. A native of Plymouth, New Hampshire, Paul Hogan attended Plymouth Area High School and then Plymouth State College, where he would follow in the footsteps of his well-known and respected father, Dr. James J. Hogan. Paul was an outstanding athlete himself and soon also fell in love with education and wanting to be a coach. Wanting to make a difference. It was his calling. Teaching and coaching would become a passion sometimes stronger than life itself for Paul Hogan. It is why he has become a man that so many respect, admire, look up to, and are privileged and honored to call friend today. His journey of impacting our youth as an educator and coach would begin at Laconia High School as a sachem. Teaching physical education and coaching, Paul Hogan was out of the gate and off to the races quickly as he helped the 1990 Sachem baseball team bring home the Class I state championship. The next challenge would take Coach Hogan back to his hometown of Plymouth, New Hampshire, where he would lead the Panthers men's basketball team from 1990 to 98. In those 8 years under Coach Hogan's tutelage, Plymouth State College's men's basketball team enjoyed 7 winning seasons, including their first NCAA tournament appearance in 1996, and ECAC tournament berths in 91, 94, 97, and 98. In those same 8 years, the team compiled a record of 136 wins and 8 losses, which would prove to be the highest winning percentage of any men's basketball coach in the school's history. Great teams are led by great leaders. Coach Hogan would also receive the Little East Coach of the Year award in 91 and 98. In September of 1999, educator, administrator, and coach took on his next challenge and task at NHTI, Concord's Community College, fondly in those days referred to as the Tech. Once again, Paul Hogan was filled with excitement and passion to build, and build he has. In his roles as sports management professor, head men's basketball coach, and athletic director, he, along with many others, have orchestrated an outstanding sports management program and one of the strongest and most respected small college athletic programs in New England, as well as the nation. He would be first to tell you he did not do it alone. As Coach Hogan would say, whether on the basketball court or in life, it is about building relationships, building trust and confidence. It's about working hard and playing hard, having great energy, and certainly all about team. In his past 22 years here at NHTI, Paul Hogan has coached personally and overseen many, many All-American student athletes as well as top-notch coaches. He has built and managed the NHTI athletic programs like a family, and that family has extended well beyond the Concord community and even well beyond the state of New Hampshire. As head men's basketball coach, Paul has won 2 national USCAA Division II championships, one in 2005 and most recently in 2019-20 season. In fact, in 2019, Coach Hogan hit another career milestone, reaching his 600th win. He has served as president and vice president for various governing athletic organizations such as the NNESCC and YSCC, and chaired many committees at the national level with the USCAA. In fact, in 2014, the USCAA honored Coach Hogan with the National Athletic Director of the Year Award. In 2007, his alma mater, Plymouth State University, inducted him into their own Athletic Hall of Fame. He is a multiple-year YSCC Coach of the Year Award recipient, as well as a Walter Smith Coaches Award winner in 2011. But perhaps one of the recognitions most near and dear to Coach Hogan is the illustrious James W. Damaris Award he received in 2019. It is an honor that applauds and recognizes incredible contributions to athletics, education, our youth, and the state of New Hampshire overall. As if Coach Hogan hasn't been busy enough, the Energizer Bunny has also been one of the premier instructors of the game of basketball and run Hogan camps across the state of New Hampshire for the past 37 years. His camps and clinics focus on improving basketball skills, developing positive self-esteem, and learning the necessary ingredients to be a successful member of a team. As you can see, Paul Hogan is a doer, an influencer, a role model, and a positive force to all those around him. He has spent his entire professional career and life living out his passion of making a difference through building relationships and giving back. I haven't even talked about all the charitable events and programs he has been involved in, such as the Boys and Girls Club scholarship programs for NHTI students, the NHTI Northeast Delta Dental 5K benefit race, basketball tournaments for autism, and countless other happenings that he chooses to be part of. Paul Hogan chooses to add value to others' lives in a positive manner each and every day. When I ask some of those that have worked with him and beside him most, what comes to mind when you think of Paul Hogan? They had these things to say. From Coach Chuck Lloyd, Paul's a connector, values relationships, and is all about people. Most places in the region, you can be having a simple conversation with a friend when they will instantly chime in with, "Oh, you must know Paul Hogan." It happens to me in New Hampshire, New England, Texas, Florida, and in airports around the country. He is a great coach, well respected in the world of sports management, and cares deeply about people. From Ken Hollingsworth, I was the AD at Tilton School from '94 to 2014, and because of the friendship we had started, Paul annually ran one of his Shooters Gold basketball camps at our gym. I absolutely loved to watch him in action with the young campers. He was a great teacher and coach, and it was particularly gratifying to see him instill important values into these kids at such a young age. He spoke daily about sportsmanship, teamwork, respect, family. Again, I often put down my own work on hold to watch him with these kids. It always made me feel better. I have deeply admired the type of person that Coach Hogan has consistently been over the years. He has been a giant at NHTI, not only with his coaching prowess, but with the excellent way that he has marketed the school and has helped to elevate its athletic program to such a high level. I am honored to call him my friend. For Coach Don Wilford, as a coach of 29 years, I have had the privilege to work under many athletic directors. All of them, in their own ways, impact on your ability to effectively coach and grow as a person. Paul Hogan is at the head of the class when it comes to his ability to impact coaches. He's a terrific person and excellent coach. He cares about his players and all the athletes. He loves the families of his players. He's made the athletic program at NHTI one of the most powerful small school programs in the state. He's the kind of coach every parent wants their kid to play for. But for me, the greatest thing about Paul Hogan is that I can call him my friend. There's no better example of a lifelong friend than Paul. His caring and sharing is beyond the words of description. And lastly, from Pete Coughlin, we have had many talks over the years about athletes and the best way to reach them. Paul has always been one who believes in reaching the student and then teaching them. His picture should be in the dictionary with the word coach. He has always promoted the fact that a coach is a teacher first. His constant outreach throughout New Hampshire, and especially in the capital area, to run charitable events that promote NHTI are well known, and a reason that NHTI is held in such high esteem around the state and the country. In closing, I would like to acknowledge Paul, his wife Pam, his stepdaughter Madison, and the entire Hogan family, and of course, Finley, for all his years of dedication and service to our youth, and certainly thank him from so many of us for his continued and valued friendship. And Coach, you're not done yet. We absolutely love that. So on behalf of NHTI Athletics and the entire community, please welcome to the stage for his induction to the NHTI Athletic Hall of Fame, Coach and friend, Paul Hogan.
Wow, thank you for a really terrific introduction and presentation, Coach Deb Smith, someone I admire greatly and absolutely love working with. Deb and our entire office of people that we have currently and in the past as well. I can't say enough. I really am very surprised and flattered to be inducted into the NHTI Hall of Fame here in 2020. This is quite a special group of inductees. My sincere congratulations to each and every one of you for your induction tonight into our wonderful NHTI Athletic Hall of Fame. I'd also like to thank the Hall of Fame committee for all the hard work that is needed to bring a special event like this to everyone. And special thanks to the great support of my wife Pam, Madison, all my friends, and of course my family. Once again, congratulations to all the very deserving 2020 Hall of Fame inductees. Chris Barker, Mr. T, unselfish, and all about the team. Melissa Warner, as tough as they come. That smile off the field turns into a fierce competitor on the field. Antoine Harris, a highlight film every game, every practice, and every scrimmage. What a treasure. And what a great musician you are as well. Scott Dunlap, the bridge to another era at NHTI in athletics, a tremendous spokesperson and representative of our wonderful college. And Tom Walton, my good friend, my partner. We've had so many fantastic endeavors over the years here at NHTI. You live the dream daily, and your energy for life is absolutely contagious. So I do want to mention that I was at Woodsville, and I was at Litchfield, and I was also at Spalding briefly, and I just want to make sure, because some of my fans out there are friends who want to make sure that's recognized, because there are three very important places in my journey. When I came here, as Deb said, to NHTI a little over 21 years ago with my acceptance of the job to then President Bill Simonton. When I accepted the job at this position to come here as the Director of Athletics, Department Chair for Sports Management and Men's Basketball Coach, the slate was blank. Dr. Simonton and Vice President Steve Kasha gave me the tools and the support to build it. There are a great number of things to learn about NHTI and to figure out how to build and develop the athletic program and the sports management program. Since my time of arrival in 1999 fall, so many buildings have been built and added to our beautiful campus. And the major field renovation of the soccer and field complex led by Steve Kasha, which I was a part of. Absolutely fantastic addition to our campus. And tonight, there are so many people to offer thanks to for their support of the mission of NHTI athletics, and in particular, men's basketball. I would be remiss if I left anyone out, and I apologize for this. But I will recognize two of the many people who've been part of our athletic program as coaches, administrative staff, people, parents, friends, game management, that have helped make NHTI just a great place. Please realize that I'm thinking about all of our NHTI athletic family and how this all intertwines with this beautiful moment here. But tonight, I'm thinking especially of good friend and former assistant coach Ralph Lewis and his family. Ralph was an assistant for several years, 2002, 2004. He passed away earlier this summer of COVID-19 complications from his California residence. He leaves behind a wonderful family of 3 children, all grown up now, and his wife Katie. I bring up Ralph because he added so much to NHTI. His enthusiasm with player relationships and how his family was involved in everything at NHTI. For example, when we traveled to a game in Maine, we would meet up in Portsmouth or Kittery, and the Lewis family would follow along in their minivan to the game. Join the game, cheer us on, go for a burger afterwards, no matter what the day was, no matter what the time was, no matter what the location is. They were always our biggest fans. I think that's what I love about so many of our coaches. For every sport, head and assistant, game management, staff, office personnel, everyone gets involved. Cares about the end product and works as a team. Ralph and his family absolutely did that during their time with us. We have tried to create a family of coaches where coaches can coach, athletes can play, and the competition will be developed. And then there's Coach Herb Harris, assistant coach, men's basketball. I'd like to also say a few words about. As I stated earlier, we've been so blessed with so many great people, amazing group of coaches who helped build NHTI, name and recognition here in New Hampshire, New England, and the Northeast. Coach Harris originally started with our women's program, and then in 2015 I was able to lure him out of retirement to come and coach with our men's basketball program. What a blessing. Relationships. A big part of the successful program as a coach and a team program, Coach Harris epitomizes the relationship building process. He has and continues to be a tireless advocate for NHTI experience. We are so lucky to have him as a Lynx mentor. And our NHTI athletic facilities and school facilities are just so impressive. Many visitors comment on this when they come onto our beautiful 250-acre campus surrounded by the natural beauty of the Merrimack River. Of course, Eddy Pond and the fields and our beautiful buildings to study the academic choice that every student has, so many of here at NHTI. I absolutely love selling and showing off NHTI to everyone. And then there's coaching men's basketball, my little sideline. One of the big questions asked by the current champions here and the 2005 champions through various conversations over the last few months. 2005 versus 2020, how do the two teams compare? Big, strong, versatile, and deep with lots of shooters in 2005. 2020 team, a team of tremendous heart, toughness, and the ability to go from defense to offense with a flip of the switch. This is a common question I get asked repeatedly, and of course, there is no right answer. They're both champions. But in reality, so many of our men's basketball teams have done well. Conference champions, USCAA tournament appearances, exciting teams to watch, a bounce here, a little bit more chemistry there, an injury, a sickness at the wrong time, and who knows what would have happened perhaps to a different team. The point is, championships are really hard. National championships are really, really hard and really, really special. We count our blessings with the many success stories that have come out of all the different teams, our players, and our coaches. Over the years of speaking engagements and radio shows, I've had many questions about NHTI and NHTI men's basketball. My candid answer always is that we're the best show in town. We're exciting, we're fun. NHTI really is the hidden gem of the Concord area and the state of New Hampshire, where talented players can come to from New Hampshire and beyond the borders, come to play, study, and blend their talents together on and off the court, or on and off the playing field. I'm proud of the fact that many of our men's basketball players have gone on to other schools, including SNU, Plymouth State, Johnson & Wales, Riviere, and Nichols, to name a few. All in all, over 80 players since I've been here have done well, with many serving as team captain at their next institution of choice. That's something I'm really proud of. And helping their teams to have great success, like J.J. Truman at Plymouth State, being a key member of the team and helping them to an NCAA bid. NHTI has been a great run for so many years. I really never envisioned staying here very long. I just didn't know what the future would be like. It's really very touching and very emotional for me to be up here right now as an inductee into the NHTI Athletic Hall of Fame, which I will always cherish. I want to take a moment to share a few of the special moments that have been beyond the basketball court, but as an athletic director, working with our athletes, our coaches, our parents, and as a witness to so many wonderful events. In 2008, I received a phone call from Virginia at the USCAA National Championships for cross country. Coach Tom Walton and Perry Seagroves on the other end of the phone call, absolutely ecstatic because Heather Searles had just won the national championship in cross country. Absolutely unbelievable. She upset an undefeated runner. That was really tickling. Witnessing our double OT YSCAA Women's Soccer Championship dramatic win in driving, pouring rain on our old field where Pony Hall is. Defeating Unity in 2003 with all the players, including Coach Steve Ambra, covered in mud and wet, but still on cloud nine, when we went up to the Student Senate room to celebrate with pizza and water and drinks to celebrate and collect the uniforms. An hour and a half later, still on cloud nine. Besides Sean Fisher, and at the helm of our men's soccer team in 2016, winning on penalty kicks over rival SNCC in the YSCC Final Four tournament, and the players rushing out on the field to pig pile and do their celebration. Absolutely tantalizing. The first time, cutting down the net, the national champion in 2005, with the music by Queen playing in the background, "We Are the Champions." Looking into the crowd on the other side of the stanchions with so many friends and family, I could barely speak. And as you can tell, my voice still cracks down. And then the lighter moments, receiving a typical text after and picture from our volleyball coaches, Renee Zobel and Shelley Winters, with the championship plaque in their hands as they celebrate down at Cheers restaurant, surprising me as they just upset an opponent to win another YSCC championship. Both became great friends. Both are great coaches. Both became great friends. And they both had that sarcastic, wise guy sense of humor that was always so appropriate and very effective with someone serious like myself. The return to campus this spring with our men's basketball team, with the sirens, the police cars, the escort, the crowd of NHTI supporters outside the Wellness Center and into the gym for the celebration and the ceremony, which was the last time that our team has been together because of COVID-19. Everybody split up after that. What an emotional moment and what a fitting moment for that team. And soon we will be recognizing the team with our championship ring ceremony coming up soon, next week. But what a great reception I'll always remember. And then watching Jason Atten, known as the mayor, Chris Laws, known as Stevie, and Stephon Roberts, known as the Glide, all speak at NHTI graduations, 3 different graduation ceremonies. I am, and we are, still very proud of those coach-teacher moments that you get to witness. And my last little story was very touching. 2014, in February, I received a phone call on a Saturday morning in my office, and I had 2 players in there. The phone call was from Eddie Two Bits Rivera. And Eddie had graduated from NHTI 7 years earlier. And in his phone call, Eddie passed on a message to say, thanks for the effort, support, and guidance that he received while he was here at NHTI. Not just from me, but from Coach Lloyd, Coach Hill, and all the other coaches who were involved in Eddie's life. And now, it was all making sense to him. Life had come full circle. Eddie is married, works for works for U.S. Airways, and has a young family. In athletics, the balance between academics and the pursuit of a degree and playing sports always needs to have a perspective. This is one of the most difficult aspects for a coach or an athletic director, and every institution is different as well. Coaches want the best for their athletes, short-term and long-term. Finding this balance to be able to properly assist and guide the athletes can be challenging. Many student athletes become frustrated and sometimes don't make it. Those that stick with it become successful in life and can always look back at their accomplishments. College can offer a young person a chance to grow with others in the same age group, facing the same challenges, and athletics can offer that carrot to motivate and daily and pursue the educational opportunity moving their life forward. Sometimes athletics helps us to provide the stability for an athlete to find their way. Coaches play a vital role, and sports offer a very unique situation to grow and mature in many different ways. Often playing on an athletic team can prove to be a game changer for our student athletes. Winning is easy. When things are going well, winning is easy. But when things aren't going well, winning isn't happening, and there's adversities with life, or the game, or some other situations, that's when coaches really earn their pay. Coaches are an extension of the classroom. The classroom is always open. I salute all of our coaches, and all the coaches out there trying to make a difference for our young people at every age. As an athletic director, professor, and coach, my plan is to always push the envelope and challenge our athletes to fight through the many daily challenges and achieve their personal goals. We have a great tradition here at NHTI with our strong teams, terrific coaches, and support staff. Let's keep it going. Spread the word. Go Lynx. Love that. Thank you so very much. I'm extremely, extremely proud of this accomplishment and the support. I thank all of you for everything. Thank you.
Once again, I want to thank and congratulate all the inductees and their families and friends. It is a wonderful tradition started here at NHTI, and we are humbled to be able to recognize so many incredible people from our rich athletic history. And to all those who have helped put this event together and assisted in so many ways, we deeply appreciate all your efforts and support. It truly takes a village. We look forward to next year's class and celebrating with all of you in person at a future date. Continue to support NHTI athletics in this great school. We appreciate you. Have a good night.